Hammering a wooden sign into the yard and snapping a few photos on your phone used to be the standard way to list a house. Today, that is just the bare minimum to get into the database, and buyers are scrolling right past it. Before anyone decides to give up their Saturday afternoon to physically walk through your hallway, they expect a full, immersive tour from their couch. This leaves you with a tricky choice. As a seller, you have to figure out the difference between paying for flashy digital gimmicks and investing in the specific tools that actually bring serious buyers to the table. If you rely on standard wide-angle photos, you face a clear penalty. Your property blends directly into the noise of hundreds of other local listings on the MLS. This chart shows how that plays out. Notice the days on market. When upgrading from standard photos to a full digital package, the time on market drops significantly. This penalty for fading into the background is steep in competitive markets like the South Shore and South Coast. Treating digital tools as an optional luxury saves a little cash up front, but you end up sacrificing time on the market, negotiating leverage, and the quality of the offers you receive. Selling a house effectively comes down to a clear exchange. You put in the upfront capital and the effort to stage the property digitally, and in return, you gain massive downstream efficiency. A modern tech package functions as a rigorous pre-qualification filter for every person who sees your listing. Because these digital tools answer specific questions about layout, room scale, and light remotely, they weed out the casual looky-loos. You stop cleaning your house for people who realize the moment they walk in that the layout doesn't work for them. At the same time, this digital filtering process actively broadens your geographic reach. It pulls in out-of-state buyers and relocators who wouldn't normally make the drive for a speculative first look. The objective of a tech package is straightforward. Convert someone passively scrolling on their lunch break into a highly motivated buyer holding a written offer before they ever step foot inside. To evaluate how these tools work, we'll look at this comparison matrix. Let's start with drones. Capturing these visuals requires hiring a licensed FAA pilot and waiting for a clear weather day. The outcome is an elevated view defining the full layout, the exact lot size, and how the home sits within the broader neighborhood context. The trade-off depends entirely on what you're selling. Drones deliver a high return on investment if you are listing acreage, but they yield almost nothing for a standard interior condo. Moving down to 3D walkthroughs, the input requires investing the time and cost to have a technician map the interior of your home inch by inch. This gives buyers control. They self-navigate through rooms at their own pace, extending their digital engagement and answering lingering questions about room scale. But a 3D tour is a harsh truth teller. It exposes awkward floor plans, poor flow, and clutter, which means your physical staging must be immaculate before the mapping begins. Looking at the two side by side, drones sell the contextual lifestyle of the property, while 3D tours sell the practical livability of the floor plan. While aerials capture the initial attention, the ability to digitally walk the halls builds the practical confidence a buyer needs to actually submit an offer. Next is professional video marketing. Producing emotionally resonant walkthroughs requires a skilled crew. Video captures the energy and flow of a space in a way static photos and 3D models simply cannot. The drawback is that video is a guided experience. It works perfectly for social media awareness, but lacks the user-controlled precision serious buyers want when researching closet sizes and cabinet layouts. Finally, we reach targeted online marketing. This is the mandatory delivery system for every single visual asset we have covered. Dedicating a portion of your budget to digital ads pushes your listing out to pacifiers scrolling their feeds in target towns like Middleboro, rather than just hoping they find you. This strategy generates massive visibility, but demands expert campaign management. Without it, you risk wasting your budget on cheap, irrelevant clicks instead of qualified leads. Producing premium visual assets is a wasted investment if you lack a targeted distribution strategy to place them directly in front of buyers who are ready to act. We can see how these inputs compound by looking at a real-world scenario. A local investor in Taunton recently listed a renovated ranch, but the market felt sluggish and the property was struggling for exposure. They solved this by deploying a complete tech package. They started with drone photos to prove the value of the home's oversized lot from the sky. Next, they added a 3D tour so out-of-state buyers could comfortably explore the layout room by room. Then, they used a polished video walkthrough to generate excitement across local social media platforms. Within days, the listing gained heavy digital traffic, leading directly to multiple physical showing requests. The home went under contract faster than expected, at a price the seller felt proud of. This synergy of the full tech package, rather than any single asset, created the undeniable market momentum that sold the Taunton property. Because these tools carry specific trade-offs, not every home requires the same digital investment. Let's look at this decision tree to match the right package to the seller. If you're an ROI-focused investor, closing speed vastly outweighs initial marketing costs. For investors, deploying the full tech package is mandatory. Moving quickly protects profit margins from being eaten up by daily holding costs. If you are a budget-conscious standard seller, the goal shifts to maximizing limited resources. In this scenario, prioritize 3D tours and targeted ads. This filters out non-serious traffic, protecting your time while attracting high-intent offers. Finally, if selling a premium property on a large lot, high-end visuals are the baseline expectation. Drone photography is absolutely required here. Capturing the acreage and unique geography from the air is necessary to justify the price of a sprawling estate. Strategically aligning your tech stack to your property type and goals guarantees the highest possible return. Modern real estate technology provides a level of functional utility far beyond simple aesthetics. The combination of these tools creates a compounding effect of visibility, generating the momentum needed for multiple showings and highly competitive offers. Executing this strategy requires partnering with a tech-forward agent like Corcoran at Better Living Real Estate to manage the complexity and target the right audience. Embracing a digital-first strategy replaces the traditional passive waiting game with a confident, active, and highly profitable transaction.